Is there?
Give me your name.
Okay, we'd like to open Mahoning County Commissioners meeting number 15. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Got juice in the middle. There you go. We should get a donation for the county from Purell, huh? For advertisements.
My Lord.
You said,
had
I
it.
never even paid attention to that.
I said today.
She said.
Probably should start using it again.
And if I didn't, I don't care.
I can't.
Okay. Public comments. Anyone have any public comments? We ask you to come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and address the board. Mike is always welcome. You can bring your musical instruments and you can play, sing,
Say when.
talk.
See that?
That would be a
Wouldn't that be
good
great?
addition to the meeting. Okay, seeing none, move on to approval of previous minutes of board meeting number 14, Thursday, April 13, 2023, and approval of bills for payment.
So moved?
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Advertisement for bids, engineers.
Yes.
This is for the Mahoning Avenue project. The bids are going out.
Okay. Motion to approve advertisement for bids.
So moved?
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Journal entries.
Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
Second,
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Okay, agreements, convention and visitors. Tara.
Commissioners,
Morning.
Nancy, Audrey, Jim. This is an agreement with Rocky Hill for advertising and promotion on myohiofund.com, event and social media promotions, email blast, and more. It's $3,915, non-general fund.
Okay, thank you. Motion approved.
Motion to approve agreements 2A.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions number 1 additions.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Engineers.
And again, A is a resolution of necessity to purchase two 2023 Ram 1500 pickup trucks from 72 Hour LLC DBA National Auto Fleet Group under the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract. And that's in the estimated amount of $84,550.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Facilities. Alan.
Morning, Commissioners. B is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment of $4,961 to the Henry P. Thompson Company for discharge pump impeller. And C is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment of $2,921.09 to Simon Roofing and Sheet Metal Corporation for emergency roof repair on the greenhouse located at 8255 Road.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Human Resources.
Morning, everyone. This is a resolution to approve the hire of an employee benefits generalist.
Okay. Jobs and Family Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Audrey, Nancy, Jim. This resolution E, Job and Family Service Resolution approving the appointment of one performance analyst for the department. Letter F, Job and Family Service Resolution approving the appointment of one support specialist, interstate for child support division. G, Job and Family Service Resolution approving the appointment of one clerical specialist legal for the child support division. Thank you.
Okay, Audrey, thank you. OMB grants.
I'm going to do that for you. Commissioners, this is a resolution proclaiming the month of April as Fair Housing Month. Ann and them are now at an eviction summit right now, and usually she'll come and do a host bill, but if anyone has any issues, they can contact the Commissioner's office, and Anna will get back with them in regards to any information related to any issues they have with fair housing in the valley.
Okay, thanks, Archie. Sheriff, OMB grants, Joe.
Good morning, everyone. I, as a resolution supporting the application with the Ohio Department of Public Safety for the fiscal year 2024 Safe Communities Grant in the amount of $71,500, and that's with no match required.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Motion to approve resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions, letters A through I.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. That was quick.
That was painless.
How do you know? The pain's not over.
Yeah, you're probably right on that note. Nothing's ever over.
All right, any department heads, electeds have anything that they'd like to add to the good of the order?
Mighty dapper there.
I'm telling you, he's,
Yeah.
He looks like he's.
You know,
going to
he-
When you're the
contender.
judge, you can do what you want, right?
I'm telling you, he definitely is a man of all seasons.
Yes, yes.
I'm telling you, I
No one else
I
seen
want to
what
be.
we just saw.
You know what? You're absolutely right. No one else can do the things he does.
It's a beautiful, nice
And he's
yellow
earned
jacket.
every bit of
Yes,
it
yeah.
too. So earned
Beautiful
every bit
Easter,
of it.
I meant spring jacket on.
Okay, anybody have anything? All right, Anthony, anything you'd like to add?
Well, yeah, had a little accident at my house last Sunday.
Oh,
There was a wind gust that came through, and I knew at one point in time it was gonna happen. My neighbor's tree, a limb bigger than I am, you know how I am about trees.
Yeah,
It cracked off. I was in the driveway, it was raining out, and it sounded like a bomb went off. And I walk in the backyard, tore my whole chain link fence down, smashed, ripped all the siding off my barn, tore the light down. It is the biggest mess you would ever see. And the trunk of it, I don't know, probably 5 of me, is
Wow.
crushing my fence, and then the other 10 feet of it is in the neighbor's yard, which is his tree. So, contact the insurance company, go through all that. I'm trying to get somebody to clean it up because the yard was wet. And I've never seen nothing like it. That chain link fence, nothing would have took it down, ever.
thank God it
And now
wasn't,
it's-
thank God it
Yeah.
wasn't near your house.
Thank God my dog wasn't back there,
Yeah.
or the house, Carol. You're
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
it just, the story continues.
and
So,
the funny thing is that you're responsible for yours, that you're on.
exactly.
Doesn't matter who's tearing the trees in.
I know.
it's-
So,
Yeah.
that's-
You end up doing the neighbors as well.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be me.
Oh, it'll be
probably.
you. Take it to the bank.
No, that's all. That's good.
Carol, anything?
Well, I just, and the saga goes on. I'm gonna say this, it's very controversial, but that's okay. The saga goes on with this park with the deer. And I wanted you to know that every call I got in the last 2 days was about the deer population in the park. I also found out that in the city of Youngstown, there's an ordinance that you cannot shoot anything in a park in the city. So I'm not real sure about that law. I heard that today, so I'm gonna check that out. But I did call the Natural Resources Department. I talked to a Scott Angelo, that's part of the wildlife. Denny Malloy gave me his name. And I gave him, I looked at some of the things that we've all received from Judy Payco. And I'm thinking, this one area is where I'm at. And I know there's not that many in that area. I live there, so I know that. But anyway, he's gonna check out a couple things for the 3 of us so that we have an educated answer for everybody, even though we are not in charge of the park commissioners. They're not appointed, none of them by the county commissioners. So everybody needs to know that. They also, the state has also said that they're willing to come and talk to the three of us and give us an idea of what's going on. And I think I talked to you about that, and Anthony, a week or so ago, that we need to get more direction on what we need to say to people. Because there's so many stories out there and no one really understands. When they hear commissioners, they think it's the three of us, and it's not. And not that we wouldn't help the people, because that's what we're trying to do by getting more involved in what we can tell them they can do. But from my understanding, they have attorneys now, and they're gonna fight this all the way. But I just want to make sure that when we talk, we're given the right information on it. So that story is to come with the deer. I have a hard time believing what they've said. I looked at the study. When you do an aerial shot, I'm hoping the company that they did hire was experienced. I don't know that that's true or it's not true, but I mean, you're looking at close to 4,000 deer. I mean, I can't see that. 370 for every mile. That means they'd have to be in my backyard every day. I mean, I just can't see it. But then again, I'm not out there every day looking. I mean, when you take a shot from the air, I mean, you're getting multiple shots of maybe the same deer moving around, so I don't know. Anyway, that was,
I had 10 in my yard last night.
did you really?
Yeah.
Well, they're moving.
Yeah, I know.
And then and every township needs to check to see if they have any law in place or any ordinance that says if you're allowed to have open shoot or even with supervision. I don't know that. I know in the city, I don't believe you're allowed to do that at all.
Why they don't tranquilize them and pick them up, move them somewhere else and let them go? Wake up somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Put them in meander.
Put them up in Vienna, move them.
you move them to farm areas where
Yeah.
people, you know.
Time
And you
to
know,
wake up,
when-
it'll be
Take them to
somewhere else.
Pennsylvania.
And when they say they're not healthy, that's not true. I mean, you don't see bucks. If they're not healthy, bucks don't have antlers. So, I mean, and I have family that hunts, so.
Yeah.
Bucks running around.
Yeah, they're huge.
Plenty healthy.
Yeah, they look pretty healthy.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for this saga.
And I would add to that because the lack of information is what concerns me. You know, that I have issues with process and procedure with boards that make you send in a week in advance that you want to speak at an open forum the following week. You know, I have concerns about that. You know, you don't have to answer questions in the public forum. You can take time to gather your information and a response. Like here, you know, if someone gets up and asks a question, we'll be more than happy to gather the information and respond. If we, you know, instead of having interaction, you know, and making it last, 5 hours. But if there's a need for it to last 5 hours with a concern such as this, there should be a public forum that's held. And I was made aware, you know, too late, unfortunately, that there was one the other day where people gathered.
Yeah,
And was it Tuesday night or,
I don't know. I
I
didn't
think it was
really hear.
Tuesday night. And
I didn't know.
I played a message from someone yesterday that said that they were having a meeting Tuesday night. It was given to me
Just
Tuesday.
recently?
Yeah.
This Tuesday?
Yeah.
That was Monday.
Was it Monday?
Monday or Tuesday. I found out 2 hours prior.
Yeah, me too. Me
I
too.
mean, I didn't even know they were.
Not the Mill
So-
Creek Park Board, right? Was it another?
No,
there's
no, no,
another
no,
group
residents,
forming.
residents,
Yeah, they're gonna have them every week, is
residents.
what I was told.
I didn't know they had.
Every
one
week, they're
Monday.
gonna start having them.
So the concern is that, you know, that the providing of the documented information that's been given to the park board that they're making their determinations off of. You know, I never really want to question a board that has done their due diligence and has more information than I do. But when I question the the process and procedure of what they're going to do, the outcome of what their board's decision is, I'd like to see the documented information. And that's something that we have not been able to secure. I will say that, people are, calling Judge Rusu, and, the judge makes an appointment, and you make appointments to boards all the time, but he has no control over what the board does or what their, determinations are. But I want to know what our board, not our board, but what the board, the Mill Creek Metro Parks Board has, and what kind of information, and let them disseminate that to the group that's gathering to gather information to see what can be done as options. But most of the communities their hands are tied, like, predominantly the county only has, you can't stop someone from hunting. They hunt 100 feet from my property line, so the only law that I'm aware of is you can't hunt within 150 feet of someone else's residence. And so that means, I don't know, it's 150 feet from the property line or 150 feet from my house, but I live against Meander on the bike path, or by Meander on the bike path. And when I was building my house, I had bullets in the back of my cedar home that somebody shot and missed at a deer that they were shooting at in my backyard. And, so I used to put feed out, and had a deer block, and I quit doing that, and because I don't want people, shooting at them in my backyard, that may come towards a house. So there's a lot of precautions, and I will say that every hunter that I know is probably more conscientious than the average person. They respect the properties and the people and everything, but guns are guns. If you're shooting a gun and you miss, they go a long way. So I'd like to see what type of ordinance are out there to protect the residents. That's the only concern that I have, is to protect the residents that are in the area. I should say that's the biggest concern I have, not the only, is the protection of people and children and residents that are in the area of which they're going to do an open hunt. And I'd like to see the data that they've accumulated that says what type of information they're using to go by those numbers. And, Tom Frost, I talked to him for a while. He's on the park board. I respect him immensely. And they have information that we don't have. So I'd like to see a lot of that to just put out there and allow the people and the public to understand it. And, I don't know if you could tranquilize deers and move them around. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if if you start shooting the bigger ones and the fawns are out there and they can't nurse from their mother, and you've got, small deers or, wandering around, fawns that have nothing, that ultimately starve to death, so. I mean, there's things to take into consideration, because a lot of that doesn't happen under normal conditions where people hunt, so there's a lot of unanswered questions, and I think that the park board should sit down with the residents and address the concerns and provide the information and give more details than they have. So I definitely think the three of us are on the same page with this,
Absolutely.
and
There's
that
things
we,
you can do to save plant life.
Yeah.
I spray my plants
Yeah.
with that.
Now, you'll remember the geese debacle.
Yeah.
So they knew that they were going to bring this
Oh, God,
up,
that was
and they
horrible.
should be prepared to answer questions. I mean, a lot of people are mixed on this, You're gonna shoot a deer with an arrow, they're gonna run around and bleed to death and die inhumanely. Are you allowed to shoot it with a shotgun? Are people gonna be there at night? Are they gonna be hid? Is the park gonna be evacuated? I mean, those are the kind of questions that I'm getting, that I feel the park board has a responsibility to tell the public if they're gonna do this. And who's gonna eat the meat? I hear that the deer's infected with diseases. Other people say no, they're gonna donate the food to a food bank, the meat. I mean, I think a lot of these questions people wanna know. So that's like Dave said and Carol, I mean, we're getting these calls and they should be answering this. You know, they should. I mean, you know,
We direct them, they come right back to
Yeah.
us.
You know, and
because they
understand
can
too,
reach
is
us, you know,
the-
we'll talk to them.
the people on the boards, whether it's, you know, like Mill Creek Metro Parks Board of Directors or Board of Commissioners, whether it's developmental disabilities, children's services, these people donate their time. You know, they're not paid employees of the park or any other district. You know, when we appoint to the board like children's services, we look for people that have a background, that have concerns, that have, you know, insight on whether they're children, you know, whether they're educators, whether they have people in their family that have, you know, issues that meet that board's criteria. You know, so everybody's appointed for a reason, and they should have, you know, knowledge and opportunity to provide good feedback and insight and advice. So, you know, we respect all the people that are on the boards, but we just want them to be more open and informative to the people that have concerns. And the three of us that have concerns.
And you know what, this is a little different than the deer population. We lost a 15-year-old child at a birthday party the other day, this past weekend. What is wrong? What is wrong with this society of people that are in our area? Not even in the United States. I'm talking about here in Mahoning County. Youngstown is part of Mahoning County. Wherever this is happening, this has to end. This gun violence with putting guns in the wrong hands, putting them in the hands of the criminals are horrible. I mean, you know, there are laws on the books about guns. They've been there forever. We need to start enforcing this because the wrong people are getting guns. They're killing kids. I mean, this young girl, 15 years old, a cheerleader, A student, looking for her future to go to college, and where is she at? Dead. Why? Because two groups of, I can't start because I'll get foul and I don't want to do that here. But two groups are having a fight, and who's in the crossfire? Innocent people. That we need to get Mahoning County residents on board. We need to all start looking at how we can help this situation, not only in Youngstown. I mean, you hear about it because it does happen here, but it's everywhere. We've allowed this. We've allowed the crazies to have the guns, and everybody doesn't want to be gun lovers. Well, I have a whole crew of my family that hunts. They don't carry AK-47s along to kill a deer. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm very opinionated on that. Assault rifles do not need to be in gun stores. Those are guns for policemen, for the military, and you know that. You were in the military, Robert, and so were you, Jimmy. Those are guns you use in the military, scopes and all that. I just saw this young girl on TV. It was so disheartening. And babies are getting hit in the house on the couch. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? I mean, I'm sorry. I get on a rampage with this and I could go forever. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all.
I mean, I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted that you can't even let your kid go to a damn birthday party and have two factions get together and blow up the place with guns.
Kids' lives have just started, you know.
Yeah,
That's a sad thing.
they're not even alive.
Pretty little girl that's
Yes.
just beginning her life, yeah.
It's sad. So we need to reevaluate all of our thinking on different things and kind of look at what our legislators are doing. We need to do that. As it's not, I mean, I know if it was up to three of us, what we would do, but we're not in charge of that. These people need to listen to the people of the United States. No one's taking their rights away. Because I'm so sick of hearing that. Oh, you're taking my First Amendment, my Third Amendment, that's bull. No one's doing that. Trying to make it safe to live here. We're killing our own generation.
What's the number one killer of children in the United States? Not cancer?
No, guns. So that's my soapbox for today, and I'm gonna be on it forever, so be ready, because you're gonna hear about it every week. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Anthony and Dave.
Okay, now, we have 10:30, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Yes, second.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Next meeting is